Welcome to Running Free with JH and Book Spotlight. I just got finished reading My Lost Brothers by Brandon McDowell, which I always call it Granite Mountain. Now, I first heard about this story with the movie Only the Brave that came out back in October 2017. It's almost Thanksgiving here on 2017, so it's about a month later since I saw the film. Oh my God, what an incredible film. It was great. Good acting, good story, good setup, good editing, good everything. So that movie made me cry because there's some scenes in it, I won't spoil it for you, but the scenes in it where you don't know where they're going with it, but you're enjoying the characters, and when it hits, it's just like, it hits you hard. At least it hit me very hard. The second thing with the movie that hit me hard, which is what the book does, it talks about somebody who is a drug addict, alcoholic, total loser, right, with anybody's standards, not going anywhere in the world. And all of a sudden, he's thrust into this new world, not because of pure chance, because he has to do it. I mean, you have a child on the way, your parents threw you out of the house, you have to make this work, otherwise, what's going to happen, right? And so, overall, the book was fantastic. I loved the book from top to finish. I think I was a little spoiled with watching the movie first because I knew what some things were coming. But even in the book, when those things hit that I saw in the film, it broke my heart. It really broke my heart. But the key takeaways from this book, I really believe, were that you could be down in your dumps, lower than low, thinking, it's not, I mean, let's face it, at moments in this book, he wanted to die. He wanted suicide. He had a gun to his head, and that's where it was at. And just because you're at those moments does not mean you can't overcome. And that's an awesome, awesome takeaway from this book. Another takeaway from the book is he started out with this fire crew, Hotshots. Basically, they fight forest fires, basically. They're the firefighters in the forest helping in the deserts and the mountains and stuff. They're not fighting structures where a building's on fire. They're fighting forest fires, which in turn is like awesome. I thought it was interesting how they describe in the movie as the SEAL Team 6 of firefighting, or the Delta Force of firefighting, or however you want to call it, special forces of, the special forces of special forces for military. That's what they call hotshots. You have your people on the ground that are your firefighters, and you have your guys in the wilderness, and you have your hotshots who are the extreme best of the best when it comes to firefighting these wildfires. And Brandon was, he was horrible in the beginning of this book. He was horrible about being a hotshot, trying to become a hotshot. His physical fitness was probably worse than, think about it. He's a drug addict, alcoholic, skinny as a beanpole because all the drugs and everything. And then he has to try to pass these tests. He's not reading, so the actual memorization of the textbooks he has to get and put it, the stuff he has to learn in textbooks in order to apply to the actual firefighting science on the actual battlefield, which is the forest fires, it's night and day, right? But seeing him go from the small point where he didn't think he was going to make it from day to day to years later as he's a full-fledged firefighter, full-fledged hotshot, and has the respect of his peers. So that's the second takeaway, that you can overcome tremendous odds to get where you want to go. You just have to have your why. He had his why, his little girl. That was his why the whole time. He kept coming back to it. My girl's my why. I had no father. His mom left him and basically would come in and out of his life all the time. And so he wanted to change. He wanted to change what was normally going on in his life with which is awesome. That's the second key takeaway. Just by sheer will, he pushed himself through and said, I'm going to do this or I'm going to die trying. Awesome. Awesome takeaway. A third takeaway I got from this book, which I thought was very, I don't want to spoil it. I'm trying to figure out how to say it without spoiling it. But a huge event happens and he has to deal with this. So not only does he get past all this harder of being drug alcoholic, no family life, has a daughter on the way, and has to combat all of this and overcomes it. He has something terrific happen. He has to overcome. And that sets him down in depression all over again. So not only does he have to come out of the fire a second time and rise like a phoenix, it just shows me, because I have, as you know, I have things that happen in my life where I've had, suicidal thoughts and depression hit me. That he had to rise as a phoenix not just once, but he had to go about it a second time. And to do something once, to come out of the ashes the first time, is hard enough. But to have to do it again it's mind-boggling, because the first time you're doing it, sure will. But when you hit it again, and the pain sometimes is, some people think, is even worse. I can't imagine what he went through. I can kind of imagine it because I've been through my own struggles, but from his point of view, it was horrific. So this book, 5 out of 5 stars. I think it's a must-read for anybody who needs to get over their own struggles. If you think your life sucks, if you really think your life is not the greatest, or that you can't overcome stuff, listen to what this book said. Listen to what he has written about what he has gone through with his brothers. And I mean, the book's called My Lost Brothers. My Lost Brothers. And in the title, you might be able to understand what that's about. I won't spoil the whole book for you. Read it for yourself. It's not even 300 pages. It's very quick read, very quickly. Most chapters are 9 pages, so it's very easy to get through it. It's a must read. To overcome obstacles that you come in contact with, to move past your inner self. I mean, a good takeaway, another takeaway I just thought of this, is what helped transcend him was to get out of himself and to strive for something more than himself. That was his biggest thing that happened to him. When he was able to do that and come out of himself and put onto somebody else, like, okay, these are my brothers, I have to do it for them, he was able to reach another level. And that's something we could always learn, that sometimes we're too stuck in our head. We're too stuck in it's about me, it's about me. What about me? I did this for you, what about me? He finally got past that and said, I don't care if I get anything in return. I'm doing it for them. I'm here for them. That is an inspiring story. So please take a chance and read My Lost Brothers by Brandon McDonough. You can find it on Amazon. I'm sure any other website you can find out there. You can Google it. Also, a companion to this, you gotta watch the movie Only the Brave. It's a fantastic film. I'll click on the link below, some of the stuff I'm talking about, the links for the film, the books. There's another book actually with this book that I read previous to the book, just because I wanted to see it. It was about the actual incident itself, and basically it goes hand in hand with the actual movie itself. The book, My Lost Brothers, is more on the story about Brandon's journey. The other book, I can't think of the name of it, but it'll be in the link below, was more about the actual incident and about what happened in the movie. So both those books and the movie together gives you a huge arc about about the whole story from the start to finish, and what these people went through and what he went through himself, because that's what we have is his testimony. So thank you so much for listening to this review of My Lost Brothers. I'd love to hear your comments. If you comment below, you can always email me at runningfreewithjh@gmail.com. I look forward to reading my next book. Currently just started that this morning, and we'll see how that plays out in the next few weeks, and I'll have a review there up and running. Thank you, and have a great day.